Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we are going to be looking at a different kind of EDC item. I saw this and this is one of those things I saw and I just had to pick it up to try it out. So what we have here is called the Mininch Xcissor Pen. Now I've seen some of Mininch's stuff. I saw them on a Kickstarter when they were doing their tool pen. So it's a pen that I thought about picking up, but I just haven't pulled the trigger on it because it just doesn't seem like it does quite enough for me to warrant purchasing it. However, when I saw this, the Xcissor Pen, I thought this was a very, very elegant solution for carrying a set of EDC scissors for those that just want to carry a pair of scissors as an EDC item in a little bit more elegant fashion, or for those that carry a different multi-tool that doesn't have a scissor option, such as a Leatherman Rebar or Super Tool 300, maybe one of the various Victorinox models, or other brands as well. Now, what this pen includes is a full set of scissors and a ballpoint pen. Now, you can get another version of this that includes a set of scissors and the ballpoint pen, but it also has the ability to put a little X-Acto blade holder in place of the pen, which is a pretty cool idea as well. Now the weight on this runs in at 60 grams or 2.11 ounces, and it comes in a variety of different finishes. I elected to get the black version. You can get a white version, and you can also get it in a stainless steel version. So all of those are pretty cool. Let's take a look at the Mininch Xcissor Pen. Okay, so first the pen. To access the pen, you'll unscrew the top, and then you can set the cap on the rear there, and it actually seats pretty nicely so when you're using it. And the insert for this, which I've already put mine together, is going to be a Schmidt Mine 635. So these are pretty popular ballpoint pen inserts that you can get pretty much anywhere. They're pretty ubiquitous. And to insert it, it just slides in. You set the front down, tighten it down, and then you can set your cap. That includes a pretty decent pocket clip that goes along with it. It has a little ball catch down there that keeps it pretty stable in the pocket. But what was most interesting about this to me was whether or not the scissors were any good. So to access the scissors, all you have to do is pull the back cap. Now the back cap is formed so that it doesn't twist around whenever you don't have the scissors accessible when this isn't open, and it seats in there very nicely. The machining on there is actually really well done. Then you can set this portion to the side. And the scissors have a unique feature to them, so they'll actually slide in and out, and it actually locks them in the closed position, which I thought was pretty cool. So to access them, you just pull them out, and you can see that that has released, and now the scissors will spring open. It has a little machine pin in that insert over here, so that when you set it back, it will keep them closed, and then you can slide your insert right back over it. If I get it in the right orientation here. There we go. And it'll slide right back in. So that's a pretty elegant solution. Now, the only thing is to find out whether or not they're any good. So for this, I'm going to bring in a couple of control scissors. First, the one on my Leatherman Surge, which, to be honest, I've used quite a bit, so it's probably in need of a little bit of a touch-up. And then we're going to be using the Victorinox Pioneer X. So I've got just a few items here that I think would be most used for what you'd pull a pair of scissors out for. So first of all, I got some folded up paper here, just regular legal pad paper, and it's folded over a couple times. You can see the Surge has no problem getting through that, and then the Pioneer X probably gets through there a little bit smoother. In fact, these are one of the best scissors that you can find on any given multi-tool. And now we'll try them on the Mininch, which are considerably longer than either one of those scissors, and it handles it just perfectly. Actually does a quite nice job. So we'll move on up a little bit. The next thing we have is some cardboard, and for the Surge, you can see that's about 1/8 inch is what that cardboard is, maybe a little bit more. Surge has no problem cutting through that. And then if we go over to the Pioneer X, it has a little bit more difficulty getting through that. It's actually better when we get into cordage and stuff like that it really cuts well. And now we'll try it on the Mininch. And it does probably the best of the three, actually. That was actually very smooth to get through there. I really like how they machined this part in here, where it both acts as the catch, it acts as the mechanism that will lock it in, and a very solid thumb rest with a little bit of jimping on there for some control. It's very nicely done. Okay, so now we'll move up, and this is where we start getting in the true test of whether or not scissors are any good. So right here, I just have some masonry string, and you can see that the Surge has no problem getting through there. Victorinox, the Pioneer X will have zero effort getting through there, and we'll try it with the Mininch. Now we can start to see where these scissors are not quite on par with what you're going to find in some other multi-tools. You can see it's having a bit of trouble getting through that string. That time it got through it. So I had to hit it a couple times, which leads me to think that when we get into this paracord now, that it's probably not going to hold up very well. So we'll set those to the side, and first we'll do the Surge. And the Surge has zero problem getting through there. And then we'll do the Pioneer X. Again, absolutely no issue getting through here. I'm a little afraid now that because it was having trouble getting through that string, that it is going to have some difficulty. Let me put a little pressure on it here so I can get a little better control and see. Well, it's really struggling. I had to hit that several different times. It's not something where I'll be able to leave it loose on the end. The scissors, maybe the pivot pin isn't quite tight enough on these to handle that. We get it on the Surge. The Surge, mine again, is a little dull, but it had no problem getting through there without putting any pressure on there. And then we'll do it again with the Pioneer X. Let me get it in the fulcrum. The Pioneer X has zero issue getting through there as well, where the Mininch, it's having more difficulty getting through stuff like paracord. However, it did really fantastic on lighter duty stuff, such as the paper and the cardboard. Has zero issue getting through any of that stuff, which to me is a lot of what you'll find, or what you'll use a pair of EDC scissors for. So I'm semi-impressed with them. I wish they worked a little bit better when it came to that paracord and that masonry string. But the fact that you can have a ballpoint pen, and we'll just try it out and see. I'm sure with the Schmidt insert it should write just fine. So it's not a gel pen, and that's something to keep in mind. And the price is a little hefty for what this is, but it does have some nice machining into it. And I really like how they integrated those scissors. Now, if you elect to go with the other version, which has, in place of the ballpoint pen, has the little, we got a little fly that doesn't want to leave me alone. If you use the other insert, which has the X-Acto knife in place of the ballpoint pen, for those that like to carry maybe a gel pen as opposed to a ballpoint pen, this might be a very good solution for something like that. It gives you a couple of different options for a decent pair of scissors that work well on paper, on cardboard, and stuff of that nature. But as you saw, seemed to struggle when it came into that light masonry string, and for 550 paracord as well. Well, this has been a look at the Mininch Xcissor Pen. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.